And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Welcome to the Dice Tower. Now, many people have emailed us to let me know how ugly my ties are. And maybe you think they're ugly, maybe you don't. They're not. But we have found something uglier, I think. Show them. Dun dun dun. Hot Rod Creeps. Now, first let it be said that I'm not saying anything about the game itself. I'm just saying that this box cover is in the top 10 ugliest box covers I've ever seen. Now, maybe that's just me. You like it? You think it's good?
Mm-mm.
Would you put it up on your wall?
No.
Why not?
It's freaky looking.
Yeah, freaky looking. That's the word for it.
Their heads are too big.
Well, that's not... you don't care about that. Okay, but anyhow. This is a racing game in which you are racing a team of wicked, evil creeps. I mean, the game is called Hot Rod Creeps. You're a gang of creeps racing against other people. Let's show you. The first thing you do in this game is you build a track. So I just threw one together here, and there's a lot more pieces that I didn't use. You can really build big tracks, and a few of the pieces are double-sided. Some of them just have, this doesn't mean anything, but others have pit stops on them, which does matter. Now the pieces fit together okay. They actually fit together sometimes better one way, like for example, see how nice that fits together there. But when you reverse them, they don't fit together as well. It's not the end of the world, and pieces can fit together. The hardest one I actually have putting together is this ramp piece. There's actually a ramp where you can jump through the flaming ring of fire. And it's a pretty cool idea. It's just that the ramp doesn't sit up as well as I want it to. And there's also some stands here. Yay! So they're all watching you. And then this here, so in case people want to know what game you're playing. It adds all to the flair. Each team is going to be some hideous, creepy team here. So for example, we have the Battle Wizards and Food Fight, which is a reference to one of Cryptozoic's other games, Aliens, Rockabillys, Monsters, and Underworld. Each of them comes with a specific deck. So let's say, for example, we're playing the Aliens. I have the Aliens deck. This deck is my gas tank. Now, at the start of the game, players are going to start on these spots here, and whoever starts, whatever number you start on, tells you how many cards you will draw from your deck. So the alien starts on 3, so he'll draw 3 cards from his deck. Now on your turn you have 4 options. One of these options is to play a card from your hand. Each card from your hand has a number, and that's how many spaces you will move. So let's say the alien, who's actually in first place here, so he would only get 2 cards. Let's say he plays a 2 here. It says go 2, so he goes 2, 1, 2. And then it says draw a move card, so he would draw another card from his pile. So that's one thing you can do. If you don't like any of the numbers that you have, because if you might want to land on someone else. If you land on someone else, you draft and just go to the space in front of them. So if this person here rolls or plays a card that does a 4, he would get to go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Sometimes the cards give you a negative effect, it all depends, and sometimes they may make you land where you don't want to land as you're going on. But if you don't want to play a card from your hand, you're always allowed to draw the top card from your deck and do whatever it says. Take a random shot at it. And if you're even more daring, there's a Nitro deck which you can turn over a card from. And the Nitro deck has cards that go up to 7, 8, or 9 on them. They also have 0. But usually they will have some sort of negative effect here. Like 7, but then you got to destroy one of your upgrades. Or 7 and then burn 7 cards off of your tank. Now, this pile here is your gas tank. And one of the 4 options you can take is drawing more cards into your hand. But as these cards are discarded and used, they're put into a separate pile. If you run out of cards in your gas tank, and then you can only use the cards in your hand, and if you run out of those cards, you've run out of gas, and you have to go back to the last pit stop. So you have to be careful not to run out of gas. When you land on a pit stop, you have the opportunity to refill your draw pile, refill your gas tank, or to take an upgrade. Each player has a board in which they can put 4 different upgrades. They can have a weapon upgrade, which of course everybody wants to have. Perhaps you have a missile battery, and you can discard 3 cards from your hand to burn 3 cards off each foe's tank when you use this. You can, when you play a move 4, deal 1 damage to any foe for each upgrade you have. So those are different weapons, like the torpedo sandwich. Then we have the wheels upgrades. These help you go faster. These use you when you draft another card, land on top of them. When you draft 1 or more hot rods, choose one of them. That foe chooses one of his upgrades and gives it to you. Or you have burning rubber. When you draft 1 or more hot rods, burn a car off each of their tanks. Then we have the engines. The engines are going to help you go faster. This one, the Hellfire Turbo, when you play a move 4, draw a move card. Or the Horrific Hamster Haven, when you play a move 4, move the foe closest to the front backwards 3 spaces. And then finally you have a Pit Crew. Maybe you have the Wear and Tear Wolves. When you land in the pit, move the foe closest to the front backwards 3 spaces. When you pit, draw a move card. So each one has different things. The wheels help you when you land on top of another car when you draft them. The engine helps you when you play move cards. The pit crew helps you when you land on the pit space. So you can replace these, but you can only have 1 of each of them. And each of the players' decks are very different too. And so you're trying to get to the finish line, wherever the finish line might be. In this case, here's the finish line right there, and the first person to cross it is the winner. Now, curves. Every race has curves. Next to each curve, we put a corner token here. And if you are going higher than the speed marked on the corner token when you go around it, something negative will happen. For example, in that corner 3+, you'll destroy an upgrade. Over here, you'll take 2 damage. Damage comes from your hand and or your gas tank. And so you can lose more cards by taking damage. Burning will take cards from your gas tank. Damage will take them from your hand or gas tank. And then some of these corner pieces can be flipped over and turned into all sorts of things. A rain slick or a spotlight, which actually lets you draw a move card when you land on it. Or a fan frenzy. You take 1 damage for each other player in the game. So there's all sorts of things that you could do to buff up your track. The gameplay doesn't take very long. It all depends on how long of a track you make. So that's Hot Rod Creeps. I mean, we'll put the artwork aside for a second. What did you think of it as a game?
I liked the game part of it. It was
Okay.
a lot of fun. I liked how you could use the weapons to try to, like, hurt other people, use the wheels, and I liked how you could, like,
Upgrade?
upgrade the different parts of your car. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of interesting features to this game. This game is essentially a take-that card game. Take-that card games are games you're like, boom on you, good for me. Bad for you, good for me, where you play cards like that. There's a lot of games like that. That's what this is. I mean, the racing is almost there as a sideline, but that it does add more strategy. I like the fact that you can, like, use nitro when you want to.
Yeah,
and it's
it
probably
always
going to
has that
hurt
side
you.
effect.
But you never know what you're going to draw. You never know. And so
I
some
didn't take
players,
chances.
yeah, you didn't. Melody would go slower drawing cards from her deck and then drive safely, while other people just go, well, I don't care. I'm just going to draw a card. I'm not going to waste time drawing cards from my deck. I'm just going to draw and see what happens. So, and with more people, let's see, yeah, we did play a 1 full 6-player game. With more people, the game will really go back and forth, because if one person gets too far in the lead, everyone else is going to work hard to bring that person down. Now,
And it's funny.
it is funny. I mean, there's a lot of funny things in the game. My problem is it just looks so hideous. Now, the cars themselves, they're like little glass pieces almost with stickers on them. Yeah. That's a neat idea. I like that. More games should use that. That's a cool feature. And the Ring of Fire looks cool. I don't know. If I walked by this in the store, I would ignore it. Now that I played it, yeah, it's fun. It's not the be-all, end-all of racing games, but it is a good one, and I think teenagers especially will like it. Let's ask one. Final thoughts?
I like this game, just not the artwork.
There you go.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.
Spock, shut the door.